When Aegon the Conqueror stepped foot in the Crownlands, the very same location would eventually become the city of King's Landing, one of the largest and most populous in Westeros. And while King's Landing would grow extremely fast given its size and population in a mere matter of decades, there would still be a transitionary period between the landing and the construction of the likes of the Red Keep, something from which the future King's Landing could grow, and that place was the Aegonfort. While very little remains of the original Aegonfort, we know a surprising amount about it through documents left behind and the testimonies of those who have seen it over its short existence, and thus we have a glimpse of this key piece of both Targaryen and Crownlands history. The Aegonfort began as a simple moat and bailey fort on top of Aegon's high hill at the mouth of the Blackwater Rush. The initial design, used only for a short time as Aegon gained a foothold in Westeros, was soon replaced with a new keep made with logs, speculated to be from the Kingswood, with walls 50 feet high, with a huge, dark and cavernous long hall below it. Across from the bailey was a stone kitchen roofed in slate, which in time grew as the Aegonfort grew, and as the new king's court expanded. The growing castle also had stables, holding countless horses, and a granary within the walls to store food, allowing for the Aegonfort to withstand a siege for some time, or at least until Aegon, wherever he was in Westeros, could return with his dragons. The Aegonfort had a huge watchtower, double the height of the keep, making it a speculated 100 feet tall. That height alone could give you a view of the surrounding area, but given the watchtower was also upon the high hill, means it could oversee for miles around. As the Aegonfort grew, it gained a barracks and an armory, a small and modest sept, and eventually a drum tower within the palisade. After defeating a dozen castles in the vicinity of Blackwater Bay and gaining a foothold in the Crownlands, Aegon the Conqueror commanded the defeated lords to attend him at the new Aegonfort. These men laid their swords at the Conqueror's feet, and Aegon confirmed them in their lands and titles. It was now that Aegon's knights unveiled the heraldic banner of House Targaryen for the first time, as until this point House Targaryen, hailing from Old Valyria, was without one. It was through this new banner, in the Westerosi custom, with its three-headed red dragon on black, would send a message to the people of Aegon's new kingdom. He was now one of them. The banner of House Targaryen would proudly be displayed around the Aegonfort for all of its existence. It was also at the Aegonfort, after the unveiling of the Targaryen banner, that Visenya Targaryen placed a crown on Aegon the Conqueror's head for his first coronation, and Rhaenys Targaryen proclaimed him king of all of Westeros, even though at this time he still had much of the conquest to do. But as the conquest did progress, the swords of those defeated, in the likes of the burning of Harrenhal and the Field of Fire, were sent to the Aegonfort by wagon, and the Iron Throne was created from these melted down, broken blades in the huge, smoky long hall. While the new king of Westeros would spend much time at the Aegonfort, it was only a tenth as roomy as the older castle of Dragonstone, the traditional ancestral seat of House Targaryen, which also was much more secure from attack, as well as comfortable. Thus Aegon and his sisters split their time between both seats. The city of King's Landing grew and developed around the shadow of the Aegonfort as soon as the first walls were erected, and as the Aegonfort grew, so did the town that grew around it. It was at the Aegonfort, while holding court, that Queen Rhaenys Targaryen would decree the rule of thumb. Following the First Dornish War, and as the Aegonfort grew in size and became more comfortable, Aegon often resided there when not participating in royal progresses, spending less and less time at Dragonstone, while Queen Visenya Targaryen preferred the comforts of Dragonstone, the ancient seat of House Targaryen, than the dark and smoky halls of the Aegonfort. Later, Princess Rhaena and her brother, Prince Aegon the Uncrowned, would play together in both the nurseries on Dragonstone and the Aegonfort, suggesting that by this time, things had progressed enough, with time now being split between both seats, with more now being spent at the Aegonfort. As it grew, over the next few decades, the Aegonfort grew larger and came to spread halfway down Aegon's high hill. It was a mess of wood, earth and brick, with it outgrowing the old log palisade, replaced by a new one several times over to contain the growing fort. In 35 AC, the elderly King Aegon the Conqueror came to the realization that the ramshackled pile of wood and earth that his seat consisted of was unsuited to be the seat of power for a king. So Aegon moved his family back to Dragonstone, and he ordered the Aegonfort razed to the ground, save for the Iron Throne, and for it to be replaced by a seat for a king of the Seven Kingdoms of Westeros, something the Aegonfort currently was not. Visenya Targaryen and Lord Alan Stokeworth, the Hand of the King at the time, oversaw the construction of this new castle, which would become known as the Red Keep. Given Aegon's age at the start of construction and the time it would take to complete it, he never saw the finished seat. Aenys I Targaryen, Aegon's eldest son and heir, was proclaimed king after his father died at Dragonstone in 37 AC. Aenys sailed to King's Landing and claimed the Iron Throne, which stood in the rubble and mud left over from the Aegonfort as the new Red Keep grew around it.